Hi everyone, it's Keith from Home Right, and over the years, while we have struggled mightily at it, is when to cut your losses and to let go of some of your plants. Behind me is a perfect example with this spaghetti squash. Now typically, these spaghetti squash plants will give us about 8 to 10 of these spaghetti squashes per plant. We've only got 2 on a total of 2 plants. So we were holding on thinking that we were going to get better results. And at the end of the day, all we got was more problems. The number one problem we have had this year has been white flies, and everything seemed to have started at this plant. As you'll see here on all of our young growth, as much as I've been trying to look at all of them, and I've been spraying on a daily basis trying to get rid of them. Now the problem with that is I should have gotten rid of this plant probably about 3 weeks ago, because these white flies have started to get onto things like our basil plants and even here on our eggplant, and it's just starting to cause more and more unnecessary problems. So sometimes it's best to cut your losses and just get rid of all of this entire plant, and if time permits, start over. For us, we still have about 100 to 120 days until our first frost, so I'm going to get rid of this plant, put some new seeds in the ground, and we'll see what happens. So holding on to things like that spaghetti squash can take up unnecessary time, money, and honestly, a lot of mental frustration. I'd rather be spending my time dealing with things like these pepper plants that are doing fantastic, or some of our other things like even our cream sausage, they're still doing real well. Down there you can see our fig trees, they're starting to grow. And then even down here, we've gotten rid of some of our zucchini plants that weren't doing well, but we still have a couple of them that are giving us decent production. But in the same breath, there's those white flies. So I'm going to need to get on top of these. Now I've pulled all of this out, and before we do any planting in here, I'm definitely going to have to take care of the soil here and treat this soil to make sure that we're not going to have that crazy amount of white flies still going on, because you can see them hovering all around here. But after pulling this out, it keeps jumping like crazy, and you can see them swarming around. So I just think it's going to be best for us to take what we can of these butternut squashes and get rid of this plant as well. So once I finally finish cutting this all away, getting rid of some of this vegetation here, I can then go and focus on spraying all the plants again real well and see what we can do to try to minimize this whitefly problem that we've got going on. Worst case scenario just means I'm going to have more plants I'm going to have to cut out. So I'm going to give it a try on some of the plants that barely got anything on them, but if they start to get anywhere near like this, they're gone. So as typical in the garden, not everything is going to grow perfect for you every single time. Some year you're going to have some things that are going to do better than others. Many of you know a garden is a lot of work, but we have to enjoy the time that we do have out in this garden. So it is best, in my opinion, cut your losses on some of the things that aren't doing well so that you can enjoy the other things that are doing very good, like these Marconis. Thanks so much for watching, guys. If you got any questions or suggestions, please put them down in the comment section below, and we'll see you on the next video.